Hello, this is ShawnAtDawn doing my first ever session of any kind of ghost interaction. I am upstairs in my father's old room where there has been a lot of activity known throughout the years. There's been a lot of people who've been who have claimed that they've heard someone or felt someone. I myself have heard things even recently. People call out, "Hey, how are you?" Stuff like that. Never been really touched. It's just mainly hearing people walk around and other things. Sorry for my cough. I've got a little bit left of a cold. I've got my spirit box that I'm going to attempt to use in a little bit. I have my EMF reader ready to go, set to this. It stays at 1 when there's nothing around, but if I get closer to my phone, it'll start reading the electronics, so it'll go off if there's any electronics nearby. So I might walk around and use this and try not to get close to any other electronics, and it should go off. Like if I just hold it right here, it's not going to do anything, but if it starts going off, then something's changing in the air with electronics and the electromagnetic waves. I've also got I can't see them because it's very dark in here. I've got a couple little, let's see if I zoom in on it. Those are called ghost balls. They're actually cat balls, but a lot of people use them in their videos because they go off if there's any type of movement near them. They'll start blinking. So if there's anything that does come into the room once I start the session, then they'll start going off. And I'm assuming this one is going to be the one that goes off because it's the doorway. But ghosts don't typically use doors. They don't need to. So I'm setting them in other areas just in case they kind of like use the walls to come through or something. So I'm gonna start the spirit box in a moment. I'm going to I would say this is my first time doing this, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to announce myself to the spirits that I'm here, other than the fact that, hello, I'm Shawn Stanke, the son of the owner of this place. You know me. I've been here for many years. If any spirits want to come this way and talk to me, I have devices that should help allow you to communicate with me. I have these little balls that I was discussing just now, if you guys are listening, to walk past them to let me know that you're here. And this little box right here is for you to talk through. It uses many different radio stations at the same time. And it's going to go through them very soon. Once I start talking into it, it'll flash through a bunch of different radio stations to help the ghost kind of communicate with me. Let's see if I can get this puppy started. Is there anybody here who would like to talk to me? Are there any spirits at this moment who wish to say anything? Well, EMF is high. I think that was a high. Hello, how are you? Do you have a name? Kind of hard to make out what the words are saying. My first time using the spirit box. So if you could bear with me, both people listening on my recording and the spirits. Need a clear response. And it's hard, I know, using radio stations to get a clear response. Is there anybody who wishes to speak with me here? Walk through one of the ghost balls that are on the ground? Just time. Yeah, it may not be the right time of day to be doing this. Usually people do this at nighttime. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But time is just part of the day. I didn't think maybe time would be a big problem with communicating. EMF is... Well, that might be because I'm getting close to it. Let me back off a little bit. Nope, it's still going off by itself a little bit. It's starting to go off again. I'm going to leave it a little further away over here. I'm going to leave it way over there, and look at that. I'm pushing it away, and it's peaking to 3, and there's nothing next to it. It's just the edge of the bed. If it starts peaking to 5, then we're really close to something. Is there anybody in this room that is making this EMF reader go off? Are you making this EMF reader go off? Okay. Very hard to get anything on here. Let's see if I can change. Is there anybody here who is able to communicate with me up here? I thought I heard "Is that awesome" in the first part. You want a something. I heard that. You want a something. I want to communicate with anybody who's in this room who is in the afterlife or is a spirit in this house. That's what I'm trying to do. Yes, that is right. Just trying to communicate with anybody who might be in this room right now, or someone who's in this house that would like to communicate with me right now. None of the ghost balls are going off. The EMF is still kind of going off. I'm going to move it away a little bit further. There, now it's stuck at 1. Nope. Going off a little bit. But I am so far away from it right now. There's no way my phone can be making it going off right now. Because my phone has to be like right up to it. Like touching it to get EMF 5. If there's any spirits in here, would you like to try to touch one of the ghost balls that I have laying in the room? All you have to do is just barely graze it and it'll go off. Just barely touch it. I'll show you myself if you would like. All you have to do is just barely, ever so gently, touch it. I barely touched it with my foot, and it barely moved. And there it goes. It's going off now. That's because of me, though. And it'll go off for about 10 seconds. And then it'll turn off by itself. So very harmless, just a little ball. It's a cat toy. But it helps me know if someone's coming in or not. Nothing's really happening. Okay, that was something, but I didn't really understand it. Is there anybody here who would wish to say something? Yeah, getting a lot of hubbub. Okay, I'm gonna stop the spirit box for a moment. I'm still new to this. I'm still trying to figure out exactly the best way to use it, because there's a bunch of different ways you can use the spirit box. Either you're tuning into like AM frequencies or FM frequencies, the speed of which it goes through different channels to help communicate. There's just so many buttons on this silly thing. Just trying to figure out the best way to help communicate and see if this works any better. Is there anybody here who wishes to communicate with me? Please do so in this. I'm getting absolutely nothing. I think I was getting better results when it was going at this speed. It's a little bit slower going through the radio stations, giving them a little bit more of a chance to choose what they want to say. Is there anybody here who wishes to say anything, communicate, or any other way? Would I have to wait towards nighttime to communicate? Do I need to wait till it's midnight or later at the night to communicate? That was very clear. Maybe I need to wait towards when they're from. So I'm assuming nighttime would be the best time to do this, is what it's trying to say, I think. Like a midnight or something later in the night where it's easier. I didn't know if it was going to be easier or harder for them to do anything with the light out. I don't really understand how. I mean, I know a lot of ghost shows happen at nighttime, but I feel like that was more like because nighttime is scary. I didn't think maybe it actually mattered if it was night or daytime for spirits to communicate. Would you like me to try to communicate with you later in the night? I think I just was about to hear when I see you again, that one really sad song from Fast and Furious. That'd have been really funny if I would have just left it running for a sec. I turned it off. But I didn't get anything on any of the balls. None of them went off except for the one that I kicked myself. The EMF reader is just kind of chilling now. It was going at like 3. Now it's not doing anything. I guess I could have walked around and trying to get anything, but there's so many things in this room that I'm trying to stay away from all the electronics. Like, watch if I get close to my phone. It starts going up to 3. And that was a 5. You just seen this now because I tapped my phone. So it does work. It does work if there's electronic things around it. But it only peaked at that 3 when I was over here. And now it's not doing anything. So it's like maybe there was something or someone there. It's just having a hard time communicating because it's bright out. I don't know how that works. I watch a lot of spirit shows, like ghost hunting and stuff like that, but I didn't really know the time of day was a big thing. I kind of assumed maybe it might hinder or something, but I don't know. I don't really understand how time of day works with spirits because they're always here. So that'll be it for my first try. Kind of sucked. I thought there was going to be a little bit more with the spirit box, but it's kind of hard to hear what it's saying. I know it's easier if you put the Estes method. If you're actually wearing headphones, you can hear everything, but you can't do that if you're by yourself. So I just left the spirit box open to just say what it could say. So yeah, that's my first try. Nothing happened. Kind of wish something did because there's so much shit that does happen in this house. That kind of sucks that nothing did happen. So maybe I'll try later tonight. That's kind of spooky to think about. I kind of wanted to do it during the daytime so I could see what the hell I'm doing. But I guess it doesn't work that way. So that's it for me. It's a failure for attempt 1, I guess.